National Champion hack for 2019.
Well, you wouldn't believe all the action out here in centre stage in the Mackay Arena. But Russell Johnston on course now in our Grand Prix round 2. DePriest is the horse.
He carries 8 jumping penalties from the first round of competition. He must try and jump this round clear. He goes against the clock. And the winner of the class will be the horse-rider combination with the least number of penalties and the quickest time in the second round. Each horse rider will carry the penalties from the first round of competition. He gets the bell, 45 seconds in which to commence his round. Australian Olympic representative Russell Johnston makes his way down to centre stage, and he is riding DePriest. So the riders came back out and walked the second round of competition. Russell Johnston, he had just 2 down in the treble in the first round. He's now been changed to a double and becomes fences 3A, 3B. What's the time allowed, Toddy, in this round? So time allowed, 59 seconds. It's a 2-round competition, so you get 1 time penalty for every 4 seconds or part thereof over the time allowed. Russell Johnston, DePriest, our rider on course. Safely over the last. 50.05, 50.05. Clear in the second round, 8 in the first round, a total of 8 over the 2 rounds of competition for Russell Johnston and DePriest. As we now welcome out Gabrielle Cooner. This is her first of 2 rides in this second round. She rides the beautiful stallion by the name of Sierra Casiago. He had just the first fence down in the first round. Can she put a clear round? The first of our 4-fault riders to make their way out to the second round of competition. This is Gabrielle Cooner and Sierra Casiago. You might need to ask Trev to turn the bell back on because I had to go to the other hooter. Oh, okay. Righto, their end. Sorry, Trev. So currently working out here in front of our judge, Miss Marie Tompkinson, in a free workout, is the second place getter from the Colonel A.V. Pope for geldings, showing thoroughbred qualities over 15 hands. And they will now ride off against the other 7 horses lined up here for the Reserve Championship. This is catalogue number 1062. Rider on course in the show jumping now, Gabrielle Cooner, Sierra Casiago. She has the 4 jumping penalties in the first round, and our rider currently in there. So if she can jump clear under the time allowed of 59 seconds, she'll automatically take the lead. A rail down, she needs to be quicker than Russell Johnston's time. Well, unfortunately, not the day today for Gabrielle Cooner and Sierra Casiago, not liking what he saw there. And unfortunately, second disobedience did incur elimination from the competition. Well, she will be back. She has a clear round as we welcome out now the next of our riders. And this is TALLARA Cameron with just the 4 jumping penalties in the first round. She rides the horse nominated by Red Leaf Stables, TALLARA and Dave Cameron, and their joint owner in Leslie Hargraves. Gremlin, as he's known around the stables, he can be fiery at times. He jumped a sensational 4-fault round. Another rider with just 1 rail. It was the A element of the combination, the 4A, 4B, to be qualified for the second round. Well, safely on the final fence, 54.01. 4 in the first round, 4 in the second round, a total of 8 over the 2 rounds of competition to currently put TALLARA Cameron, COPABELLA VERDI into second place at this stage of the class. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome Brooke Langbecker, and she rides Quintago 1. Brooke Langbecker with the next of our riders to go out here in the arena. And we will have the presentation of the reserve champion hack shortly. So Brooke Langbecker makes her way out into the arena. She carries the 4 jumping penalties from the first round. If she can jump clear under the time allowed, she'll take the lead and certainly put the pressure on the next of our riders to go. From Bow Desert, one of the youngest riders in this class, Brooke Langbecker, and Quintago 1 on course in the Sydney Royal Easter Show Grand Prix. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention to in front of the members and Sutter stands for the presentation of the reserve champion, National Australian Hack of Sydney Royal 2019. And congratulations to catalogue number 1096. Royal Oak Foreign Affairs takes the reserve champion, the winner of our class 15 to 15-2. Ridden and nominated by Ali Berwick and Emma Barkler from Upper Pakenham North in Victoria. And congratulations to Ali. While that is going on and Ali comes down, Brooke Langbecker jumps a clear round. 53.29, 4 in the first, clear in the second, 4 over the 2 rounds. We have a new leader in the competition as we welcome out the next of our young guns from Chatham Park and the Douglas family stables. This is Kate HINSCHEN, Finch Farm Cadel. She had 4 jumping penalties in the first round. So to take the lead, she now must jump clear, quicker than a time. 53.29. So Ali Berwick, congratulations. What a day for you and all your connections. You must be proud of this little gelding.
Oh, I'm very, very proud of him. I thought he went beautifully, and I'm so proud of Caitlin. She just rode beautifully and her horse went amazing, and it's very exciting that they're here together.
Certainly enjoy the accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for our champion and reserve champion hack of Sydney Royal Easter Show for 2019. Rolex 2, the champion. And Royal Oak Foreign Affairs, our reserve champion for 2019. $47.76 for Kate HINSCHEN and Finch Farm Cadel. 4 jumping penalties in the first round, 4 jumping penalties in the second round, a total of 8 over the 2 rounds of competition. That will currently put her into second place. The leader of the competition is Brooke Langbecker, Quintago 1. Has she done enough? As the bell sounds, we welcome out the next of our riders, Aaron Hadlow, and he is riding VAHLINVADER. So Aaron Hadlow carrying the one rail down. He's now on the 8. He can't take the lead off Brooke Langbecker. Can put himself into second place. Another rail falls to the ground as he comes down to the final fence. VAHLINVADER, Aaron Hadlow safely on the last, stops the clock. 46.98, the quickest time we've seen to date. But there are 2 rails down in the second round, 4 in the first, giving him a total of 12 over the 2 rounds of competition. So Aaron Hadlow falls into 5th place as we welcome out now the next of our riders. She comes in as the first horse on course in this afternoon's competition. She made the class look like an absolute easy jumping competition. Well, the 13 riders that subsequently followed her proved that only one other could jump clear. Can she go double clear under the time allowed of 59 seconds? From Richmond, North Richmond, we welcome out Gabrielle Kuna. She rides the 8-year-old imported warm blood mare from Europe. Michelle Lang-McMahon and Chris and Gabby saw this horse when they were in Europe. They purchased it and they've brought it back to Australia. It is romped up through the competition, flying like a bird around the courses. This is Gabrielle Kuna, and she is riding Flair. So interesting scenario. She has 4. She had a rail up her sleeve. So now she needs to be quicker than Brooke Langbecker's time. $53.29, the time to beat. Gabby Kuna. She's not mucking around. Has she done enough though? 53.29. She's carrying the 4. She can't afford another rail down. She turns for home. 1 more fence to go. Clock is looking great. She sets herself up. Comes down to the final fence. Safely on the last. New leader in the competition. 50.81. 50.81. 4 jumping penalties in the second round. Clear in the first. 4 over the 2. That is the new leader in the competition for Gabrielle Kuna and Flair. We kicked off the Group A Section 1 show jumping competition here right back on Tuesday, nearly a week ago. This horse and rider came out and they blitzed the field. They won it by 7.5 seconds, a Table C competition. They were the leading Group A Section 1 horse. They've been the leading Group A Section 2, the leading Group A Section 3 combination. Tom McDermott has been the leading junior. He's been the leading young rider. He's won World Cup qualifiers here. From Mulgoa, out on the banks of the Nepean River, we welcome out to centre stage Tom McDermott, riding Greg, Jenny and Tom McDermott's nomination of Elegance de la CHARMILLE. Simply jump clear under the time allowed and he'll be declared the winner. A rail down, he needs to be quicker than Gabby's time of 50.29. Rattles the B part of the combination, a little deep to the triple bar. 3 fences left to go, still clear at this stage. Can he do it? Tom McDermott, he's on the time, but he needs to just keep it all together. Coming down to the final fence, the last of our Grand Prix show jumping horses. He takes a little hold. Hey Sydney, there's your winner of the Sydney Royal Easter Show Grand Prix show jumping event. Tom McDermott, Elegance de la CHARMILLE, beats them on the time. The only double clear round, 48.69. No jumping penalties, no time penalties. Hey Sydney, one more time. Put your hands together for Tom McDermott and Elegance de la CHARMILLE. Wins here this afternoon, and he will certainly take home all the accolades of what has been outstanding show jumping once again here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show.
Well, Tim Dreverman will make the presentation shortly, including the Frank Thomas Memorial Perpetual Trophy. For many years, Mr. Thomas was a Royal Agricultural Society Councillor of Queensland at the Toowoomba Show. He was elected an honorary member of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales. And this trophy is awarded to the owner of the winning horse in the Sydney Royal Easter Show Grand Prix. Mr. Thomas first became involved in the horse section, particularly showing show jumping horses in the late 1950s. He continued right up until his death in 1985. Initially worked as a steward, then many, many years as a judge. And to the best knowledge of his family, he never missed a Royal Easter Show and enjoyed very much his RAS Friends company on his yearly holiday, he'd call it, to the show. It was donated by the family of the late F.K. Thomas and first presented here in 1986. It was won back then by the nomination of Golden Grand by the Asmus Christie and Canrell Proprietary Limited nomination. The next year, it was won by George Sanner and Schnaps. More recently, by Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. Billy Raymond and Anton in 2017. And the year prior to that, James Hetherington and J.B. Carabas.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we make our way down now for the presentation of our final of our Group A jumping competitions. And presenting this on behalf of John and Kerry Winning, we ask Mr. Brett Davey to present the blue ribbon to our winning horse rider combination. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to Tom McDermott riding Elegance de la CHARMILLE. And we must thank John and Kerry Winning for their ongoing support of show jumping here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Yandu Equestrian Services, John and Kerry Winning, not only do they support show jumping here, but right around this country. And without passionate players, we certainly do not have wonderful results in the sport of show jumping. And we do thank them all very much for their generous and continued support. We now ask Mr. Ho Na Yu to present our second place getter. Ladies and gentlemen, she was one of only 2 riders to jump clear in the first round. Just that one rail down in the second round. Well done to Gabrielle Kuna and Flair. Third place, congratulations to Brooke Langbecker and Quintago 1, taking out third place. Clear in the second round, 4 in the first, and what a show that young lady has had. The young guns are certainly moving and shaking here because we move our way down to the next of our place getters. In fourth place, congratulations to Kate Hinschen, 4 jumping penalties in each round, riding the Douglas family's Finch Farm CADEL. Fifth place, well, he's been around the sport for many years. He's won this class in previous years. Not to be outdone by the next generation, Russell Johnson and Dupreece in 5th place. 6th place going to Aaron Hadlow and VAHLINVADER. 7th place going to TALLARA Cameron and COPABELLA VERDI. And 8th place going to Gabrielle Kuna and Sierra Casiago. Well, while we make our way down the lineup for the presentations here, we're just going to catch up with the runner-up in this class. Gabby, you've had a wonderful show. Super job. You must be pleased with this mare.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. Flair and CHARMILLE over here are just 8 years old. They're about to turn 9, so they're real babies of the class, and they've kind of been going head-to-head for a long time now. And CHARMILLE has the genius of Tom on her back, and Flair has to put up with me. So a bit of pilot errors on both my horses today, but they jumped amazing, and it's been a really tough show, and I couldn't be happier with them. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ho, for judging, Verna for building, and all the judges and volunteers for this show. Thank you.
There's our runner-up here. We are now going to ask RAS councillor here for many years, Mr. Rob Vickery, to make the presentation of the Frank Thomas Perpetual Trophy for the owner of the winning horse, and that is going to the McDermott family, owned and ridden by Mr. Tom McDermott.
The Frank Thomas Memorial Perpetual Trophy was donated by the family of the late F.K. Thomas and first presented in 1986. His wife Evelyn and sons Michael, Anthony, Ian and Peter chose this event, the Grand Prix, as the most appropriate and fitting memorial of Frank's work over the years with the horse section of the RAS. For many years, Mr. Frank Thomas was an RAS councillor of Queensland. He was elected an honorary member of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales. And the McDermott family joined past winners 2018, Clinton Beresford with Emmaville Jitterbug, 2017, Mr. Billy Raymond on Anton, and 2016, Mr. James Hetherington with the horse JB Carabas.
Well, we now ask our Chief Steward of Show Jumping this year, Mr. Brett Davey, to present the beautiful garland here. We will also have the medallion for the Award of Excellence, which will be presented by our international judge from Singapore, Mr. Ho Na Yu, and he will also present the Oakwood Prize. And we do thank Oakwood Products to the team from Oakwood. We thank you for your continued support. And he will also, Brett Davey will then also present the medallion for the rider of the winning horse, the rider, also the owner. And we do have the medallion now being presented by Mr. Ho Na Yu and Mr. Brett Davey. The Julie Wilson Photo, so Julie Wilson Photography, sponsor each year. The most successful young horse of the show. This horse generally comes out of parts 2 or 3, but this year it wins the Grand Prix. Tom McDermott with Elegance de la CHARMILLE wins the Julie Wilson Photography most successful young horse of the show. And Tom McDermott, I think your mare is going to need a bigger neck because we will now award the jumping horse of the show. And we have Mr. Peter Dingwall here, president of the Equestrian New South Wales. Mine went blank there. And the jumping horse of the show is that mare there. Once again, Tom McDermott with Elegance de la CHARMILLE. Most successful young horse, most successful jumping horse of the show. And then am I right? So we now have the ES Playfair Trophy for the most successful rider of the show, and Hannah Hawker has all the information on this very special trophy.
Thanks very much, Tim. It is a spectacular trophy, sterling silver bowl with a Celtic design, shaped rim and loop, handles mounted with prancing horses. It was donated by the late Mrs. E.S. Playfair in memory of her husband, Mr. Edmund Strathmore Playfair, and first presented in 1971. Mr. Edmund Strathmore Playfair was an RAS councillor, then a vice president, then a president, and this is awarded to the most successful rider in jumping contests, previously being won by Aaron Hadlow, 2017 Andrew Inglis, and previously the competitor in front of you, Tom McDermott, in 2011, 12, 13, 14 and 15.
Well, he adds his name to the trophy again in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, our most successful rider of the show, winning the Playfair Perpetual Trophy. Congratulations to Tom McDermott. And we'll now invite Mr. Rob Vickery to present the sash and the ribbon as well. And as I said, as we started this presentation, it's a shame that Elegance de la CHARMILLE doesn't have a longer neck, because what an amazing show this combination has. They have won the most successful young horse, the jumping horse of the show, the winner of the Perpetual Trophy, the Frank Thomas Trophy, for winning the Grand Prix here. And Tom McDermott will also take home the RF Playfair Perpetual Trophy for the rider of the show. We'll grab our final photo and then we'll make our way out here to talk to the man of the moment. He has had a sensational time here. Tom, what else do you say then? Tom McDermott, congratulations.
Thanks, Tim. I'm pretty stoked, to be honest. No, this mare's been jumping super all show, and she's a very, very good mare. We're very lucky to have her. Yeah, well done to everyone else. Part 1's been such a tough section this year with such good horses, and I couldn't be any happier with her. I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, Mum and Dad, all the grooms behind the scenes that do everything for me to get me out here, and yeah, just very, very happy.
Tom, what a lot of people probably don't realise is your family sacrificed a lot for you to be able to buy these horses. They put a lot on the line. It really is a family operation. Mum and Dad help every single day with what you do, and you really do have a strong unit and a strong training team.
Yeah, it's not always easy getting me out to the ring in one piece all the time, so thanks Mum and Dad for putting up with me all the time. It's I think this sport is such a big family sport, so yeah, I couldn't be any more privileged for what Mum and Dad do for me to get me out here.
Mate, go and enjoy the accolades, a safe journey home. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of your competitions and enjoy the spoils of being what an outstanding show. Riders come here to the Sydney Royal Easter Show to try and win a ribbon. Well, Tom has been doing it since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. He has done it again here this year. We'll send them on a lap around the arena. Please join me in congratulating an outstanding competitor and outstanding lineup of competition. The winner here this afternoon, Tom McDermott and Elegance de la CHARMILLE.